Hi, I'm Gayle Gerson. I teach mixed media classes at the Art Center, and I'd like to share with you today kind of a magical transformation of images where I use image transfer to put an image on a page that I'm working on. You might ask yourself, why don't you just collage on it, just paste the image on? And the image transfer gives a softer, more embedded image in the piece that you're working on. I have some examples. This is a piece I did mostly image transfer with a lot of branches, and you can see how the softness of the effect that I kind of like. And over here in my journal that I've been working on during the COVID crisis, this is an image transfer of a inkjet print, and you can see how soft it is. So let me demonstrate for you how to do it. I'm going to first demonstrate in my journal how to put an image transfer on, and then I will reveal a couple of image transfers I did yesterday. So here we go. So the first one is just a magazine image. And I don't think I want that. Well, maybe I do. I don't want this though. You take that off. And you need a particular product. It could be Liquitex, it could be golden, but it has to be a gel or some kind of a medium that's made with acrylic. I like to use Liquitex gloss gel or golden gloss gel. And I'll show you what it looks like. Icky, well, yes, but very effective. So what I'm going to do is take an old brush. Don't ever use nice brushes for this kind of work because they get gunked up really fast. So I'm going to take that gloss gel and I'm going to put a layer right on the page. And this is a mixed media journal. The pages are sort of thick, and they're made for this kind of work, like that. Then I'm going to take my magazine image. I'm going to come over here to my handy dandy phone book that I use to do gluing because it's very easy to get to the edges of the corners, all the edges of the piece. And you notice that I'm putting the gloss gel on the image, right? Not on the reverse side. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to where I had put that gloss gel right there. And now the hard part. I have to wait 24 hours before I reveal this. And I'll show you how to reveal it in a minute. But that's it. Easy peasy. So you can do it with, these are inkjet pieces. Actually, I took this picture down at the riverfront trail. I love that that bridge. It's not covered, but it's kind of nice. So now I'm going to do a little different process. And this one involves just plain old white paint. You can use any kind of paint that is opaque. I like to use house paint because it's super opaque, super acrylic. It's not really Talente Gelato. It's really plain old, just cheap white house paint. Okay, so I'm going to use the same process where it's a little different process actually. I'm going to put the paint right on the paper. You can see how it's a little different color, but that's okay. And then I'm going to embed this image, and I don't need this part of it. And this is another inkjet, but you can use magazine or anything that you like that has a nice image to it. Actually, I think I'll use the bridge. And I'm going to just put it right down into that white paint. Oh, you would say, how would you do that? What do you think is going to happen? So that's it. So I've made 2 images on this blank sheet of paper, and tomorrow I will reveal them. However, yesterday I did 2 other transfers on this piece I'm working on, and I want to show you how to reveal them. I'm really kind of pressing down. I use my fingers rather than a roller. Sometimes an old credit card works. I don't know where I have one, but yeah. But sometimes an old credit card works too, to get all the little wrinkles out of it. Da-da-da-da. That's it. Okay, now I have to make believe it doesn't exist for 24 hours. So these are the ones I did yesterday on this panel that I'm working on with Windows. So here's one image transfer, and here's another one that I did yesterday. And they were both done with the white paint technique because I needed to obscure what was underneath, and the white paint's the best way to do that. Other transfers I've done on this panel, if you can see, are here where I use the gel so you can kind of see through it. And it's kind of layers of images, which I really like. Anyway, let's do this. So the first thing I do with these images that you can't see them yet, is sand them down just a tiny bit, just to erase the tooth on the paper, no biggie. And then I spray it with water. And I want to be able to start to see the image coming through, and I can see it. So that means that there's enough water on it. Do the same thing over here, and this is, you can really see the image coming through on the other side of the paper. You got that? Okay. Kind of just sort of feel, and you can see there's the white paint around the edges here that I used to do the transfer yesterday. All right, so here's the fun part. Start peeling. And you can see the image emerging. It's actually, I think it's the Woolworth building, not sure. But it's through a window, so it has those panes in it. And I try to get as much of the top paper off. And it makes a mess. Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast. And when I can start to see the image starting to abrade, then I stop. Okay, and then I take an old sheet, and you can see this is really yucky old sheet, piece of sheet, and I give it a final, very, very soft rub. And there I have my image transfer, which I will incorporate into this piece better, of course, with some paint or however I'll do it. I'm not sure. It is yet to be seen. But I sort of like that. So now we'll go over and do this next one. This is more of a golden color. These were both magazine images, by the way. I'm doing it a little harder. After you've done it hundreds of these, you sort of get used to how it's going to go. Doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. So since this is a piece going to be called City at Night, I wanted a night scene. Both of these are sort of night scenes. And that's the deal. So this is image transfer into white paint, like I just demonstrated in my journal. And they came out very well. Now the next step is, how do I make them part of this piece? And that is yet to be seen. Thank you for your time.